What's up, you guys? Welcome back. Today I'm super excited because we're gonna be doing unrecognizable makeup. This is trending right now, and if you guys have been following me for a while, then you know I've been doing unrecognizable makeup. Like, I love a good makeup transformation. I'm not about to sit down for an hour and do my makeup and look the same, you know? In the past couple of years, I've definitely adapted a very quick, easy, everyday sort of makeup, but when I actually wanna do my makeup full out, which is something that I absolutely love to do, it's literally always unrecognizable makeup. Without further ado, make sure you guys subscribe to my channel if you have not already, and click the little bell right next to the subscribe button so you're notified of all my future uploads, and let's go ahead and get started. Also, comment down below if you've been watching me since I did those makeup transformation videos, so I know a lot of you have been around since then, which I really appreciate. But for primer, I actually already primed. I used the L'Oreal Lumi Glotion. I put this on my face earlier in the day before I ran some errands, so that kind of already gave me a glow. I was gonna add more, but honestly, this lasts really well, so I really don't need to add any more. Now for foundation, I'm gonna actually mix together two just because I'm kind of in between shades right now. These two have been two of my favorites that I reach for very often when I want something that's a little bit more of like a glowy finish. The Makeup by Mario foundation and then the Easy Blur from Huda Beauty. I'm gonna just kind of mix a little bit of these together. Now, big thing when doing your foundation, literally whether it's everyday or if you're doing like an unrecognizable kind of makeup like this, you want to match your foundation to your neck, not to your face. I always get people that comment and they're like, your foundation you're using is like not the right match for your face. And it's like, if I matched my face, it wouldn't match my neck. Because typically, obviously I have the Lumi Glotion on now, but my face is a lot lighter than my body. So if I matched my face would look so much lighter, like hovering above my like body that's darker. So it wouldn't, you know, make sense. So you wanna make sure you're matching the neck. So that's why I'm using these two so we can get kind of like a perfect match. And I'm buffing out first with a brush. When I want something to be full coverage, unrecognizable, not gonna see a pore in sight on this skin, that's what I like to do. Buff with a brush first, which I used to always be Beauty Blender for everything. And I still love the Beauty Blender. However, when you use the brush first to kind of buff everything on, I feel like you get a fuller coverage. So I do that first to kind of press it into the skin. Then I go in with my beauty sponge and pounce on everything to just further blend and give us a really seamless, flawless finish. And trust me, if you do that, the skin is gonna be skinning, I'm telling ya. Okay, now step number two, if you guys have watched any of my tutorials in the past, typically I would go in and go with my concealer now after I've done my foundation. But recently I've kind of switched that up a little bit and I've been loving it, where I actually go in with my cream contour or bronzer and my cream blush before I use my concealer. Doing it this way I think gives a much more seamless finish. Everything blends a little bit easier that way. So that's how I've been liking doing it. I'm gonna go in with this I think it's LYS Beauty contour stick in the shade Harmony. This stuff is so good. I literally just bought another one of these at Sephora. You only need a little bit of it. It's very pigmented and it blends like actual butter on the skin. Like, ooh, so good. This went viral like maybe like last year, and for good reason. It's absolutely fabulous. But I kind of use this as my cream contour and my cream bronzer. I use it as both. But I like to blend that out and really sculpt and chisel out the face. Now you can contour however you prefer to and how you want to shape your face. I just normally will do my cheekbones and my forehead. I really don't do much else than that. Now for blush, also gonna go in with my cream blush. Now I'm gonna use the Glowgasm Beauty Light Wand from Charlotte Tilbury. I love this stuff in the shade Pink Gasm, and just get that on my cheeks. It is such a beautiful, beautiful blush. And you'll notice that I put it a little bit further back on the cheeks just so that I don't like crowd up the apples of my cheeks, because when I do that, it definitely gives a more rounded look to my face, which I prefer a more like sculpted, chiseled look. And I think that's one thing too with unrecognizable makeup is it is gonna be different for everybody. So what is unrecognizable, or you know, my full glam for me might not be the same for you. So just because this is the way I do it does not mean that's how you have to do it. Okay. Looking good. Now we gotta set everything down with some powder. So I'm going in with Laura Mercier Translucent Loose Setting Powder in the shade Rose. I absolutely love this stuff. It gives a really smooth and flawless finish to the skin, which is obviously what we want. I'm really been taking my skincare like seriously, which a lot of you guys have commented saying that my skin has been looking really good, which I really appreciate because I really have been trying. And I actually introduced a few prescription skincare products into my routine that I got through MIDI Health. Thank you so much to them for sponsoring this portion of today's video. Women often face changes in their skin that over-the-counter skincare just can't address, but prescription skincare definitely can. I know for me, my skin changed a lot through pregnancy and now postpartum. MIDI has this estriol face cream that's a prescription product that basically improves skin's elasticity, as well as hydration and texture. And it specifically targets skin changes related to estrogen decline. So that's just one product that they have, but I don't know if you guys are like me, but I hate going to like in-person office visits. Especially being a new mom, I don't have a ton of time to like go to an office, and I'd much rather do something in the comfort of my own home. So MIDI Health has been fabulous. It's a virtual care clinic, and their mission is in truly seeing, hearing, and understanding women. It's created by women for women and accepts insurance in all 50 states. It's super easy. You just book your virtual visit, meet with a clinician, get your personalized treatment, and then you can have a virtual follow-up as well. There's no membership fees, no hidden costs. MIDI bills your insurance just like any other provider would do. So I will put a link to MIDI in the description box, but you can go to trymidi.com/Kelly to schedule your virtual visit and join over 200,000 women who already love and trust MIDI. And you can also use my code SAVE15. That'll get you $15 off of your first RX product with your booked visit. So like I said, if you want to check them out, they will be linked right down below in the description. You guys, I just realized as I was about to zoom you in to do my eyes that we skipped over concealer. But honestly, because of how flawless those two foundations literally make your complexion look, I don't even really think I need it. So I'm just gonna skip over it, but I would have done it after I did the cream blush and bronzer. But literally, like, I feel like I have those foundations underneath my eyes, and that's enough coverage because they are both a fuller coverage. But that's where I would have applied it if you're trying to follow like the steps. Sorry about that. Anywho, let me zoom y'all in and let's get started on the eyes. I'm gonna go in. This is newer from Lunar Beauty. This is their Day color palette. There's like a day one and a nighttime one. The nighttime one's a little bit smokier, darker colors. The day one is so beautiful. I have been loving using this because the colors aren't too warm or too cool, and this little peachy shade I love to use in the crease to like give a little peachy kind of look to the eyes. So I'm actually gonna go with that color first. It's in the shade Girls Day, and I'm gonna pop that in the crease and the upper crease bone as well. I feel like I need a little bit of a bigger brush to blend this, but I think we're making it work. I like to use kind of a shade like this because I'm gonna use a very similar color on the cheeks as well as for my lips, so it kind of like harmonizes everything together. And even though we're gonna go in with more true brown shades, not like peachy sort of shades, having this will still add a little bit of that harmony to the eyes, and I've been kind of liking doing that trick. Like, not everything always has to match when you have that harmony between your eyes, your cheeks, and your lips. I do think that it looks really beautiful. Okay, but now that we got that on, I don't know if you guys heard that, but I think there was just like a big sheet of ice that just like fell off the roof or something. Anywho, I'm gonna go with Mattitude now. This one is more of a cool tone brown, and buff that in to cool down the eye look a little bit. So pretty. All over the lid, I'm gonna go with Sandy Cheeks. This is like a matte light tan color. I'm just gonna press that on the lid. It's actually pretty similar to like my lid color, natural lid color, which is kind of what I want, like it to look almost a little bit more natural. Because that's the interesting thing about unrecognizable makeup, is unrecognizable meaning like, wow, you really look like you glowed up, but it doesn't necessarily mean that you have to look like you're wearing a ton of makeup, you know? It's interesting. And I think that's kind of what I love about it. It's like when we wear makeup to do a no makeup look, you know? Like we still got makeup on. Then I'm gonna mix together Curated and Mattitude, both of these brown shades, and just bring that into the crease a little bit more on a smaller, denser brush, just to define that. These shades I am not bringing into the upper crease area like the other shades, kind of keeping it just right in that true crease, just to add a little more definition to the eye, and just blending that with windshield wiper motions back and forth. And I'm gonna take those exact same colors down on the lower lash line as well, just to buff and blend that out. I'm bringing this in about like 3/4 of the way, not all the way to that inner corner, but bringing it all the way out and pulling it up. We are gonna do a little bit of liner. So I'm starting to build that liner a little bit just with the shadow to give that lift to the eyes. Now we're gonna take this beautiful shimmer shade, and I'm gonna put that right beneath the brow bone. This is so pretty. Like, even if I do a full matte sort of eye look, I always gotta have a shimmer on the brow bone and in the inner corner, just to help open and brighten the eye. I love doing that. Like, I feel like it just adds so much to highlight the eye. I've also done this look where I use this shimmer all over the lid if you want like a really like full out shimmery sort of look, which is also absolutely beautiful. But if you want something a little bit more low key, you can use the matte on the lid and then just do the shimmer in the inner corner. So we still get that shimmery pop, but it's not necessarily all over the lid. Okay, now I'm grabbing a brown liner. This is the Makeup by Mario eyeliner in the shade The Perfect Brown. And I'm just gonna take this and put a very little bit on this outer corner of my eye. Like, honestly, a small line like that is totally fine. And then on the other side of this, there's a little brush I'm not gonna use, but you can use your finger, like an eyeshadow brush, whatever you have. I'm just gonna kind of wing and buff out the liner to give us like a diffused sort of wing. And I'm gonna take that same eyeliner and I'm gonna tight line with it bit. But for my waterline, I always like to use like a cream sort of liner, like a lighter liner in my waterline. So I'm gonna go in with my ColourPop. This is in the shade Honeydew. It's just like a cream liner, and apply that down here. Okay, now that we have that all done, we're going in with some mascara. So you already know Milani Anti-Gravity, which I will link every single product that I used today down below, but I'm gonna do a good coating on my lashes with this. I'm gonna do both my upper and lower lash line. Normally, like on an everyday basis, I just do it on like my upper lashes, but obviously for a more full out look, I'm gonna do both. You know what I'm thinking too while I'm doing this is kind of like a sultry sort of look, because we're gonna like add a lash and everything too. This would also be a really cute Valentine's Day look. I feel like my headband is giving Valentine's vibes. Okay. Mascara is done. But like I said, I do want to add some lashes. I'm going to do half lashes personally. That's what I like. I always just buy them in like these big packs on Amazon. So I can link them down below. But I like to do these to add a little flare and lift to the outer corner of the eye. I kind of apply them at a bit of an angle, like slant like this, to help give more lift to my eye. Okay, other lash now. Okay, got the other lash on. Just definitely helps give a more like lifted appearance to my eyes, which I like personally. Okay, now only thing left is to finish off the rest of the face. I'm gonna go in with the Makeup by Mario Soft Sculpt Bronzer. I absolutely love this stuff. And I'm gonna use this to bronze and sculpt up the skin. So I'm gonna go in the exact same areas that I applied that cream contour stick, kind of helping to set that in place. And just pressing that in to give us a nice bronzy chiseled look. Love this stuff. I still can't believe that I'm not wearing concealer, like crazy. Okay, then NARS blush. Y'all know the shade, their iconic shade name. I always feel like if I say it, I'm gonna get demonetized, but the NARS O blush, we'll leave it at that. Applying that to the cheeks. Again, following that kind of lower placement, like I told you guys, to sculpt the face a little more. But you're starting to see how the blush kind of ties in with that little bit that we used on our eyes. And then we're also gonna tie it in with the lip, which will give a really pretty effect. Like everything kind of just is cohesive. And again, you don't always have to do that. I just personally like the way that that looks. And then for my highlight, going in with the Wet n Wild blush lighter, and I'm just gonna mix both of those shades together just so we get a pretty little highlight on these cheeks and right down the nose and above the cupid's bow. Okay, now for lip liner, I really love these hard candy lip liners. This is the Instapout lip liner in the shade Boyfriend. It's like a darker brown. I'm gonna go in with that and line my lips. Okay, now that we got those nice and lined, I'm gonna go in with, this is the Tarte Maracuja Lip Vinyl. So these are kind of like lip gloss, lipstick hybrid, so you don't have to use both a lipstick and a lip gloss. This one is in the shade Shimmering Mixed Berries, and it's so beautiful. And I'm gonna apply that to the lips because they're really juicy, glossy look. It's so pretty. You guys know, as always, you can use code Kelly for 15% off your entire order on Tarte's website if you wanna get anything. But this is the completed look, you guys, and my little take on unrecognizable makeup. Hopefully you guys had fun hanging out with me. It's been a while since I've done like a full out kind of look like this. So this was fun to hang out and do together. I'll have everything that I use listed right down below in the description box, so definitely check there. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you very soon in my next video. Bye.